In my Animal Crossing New Horizons 1 year later video, I stated that I thought the game left a great first impression, but it didn't do much else. Guess how I feel 2.5 years later, with a brand new and big 2.0 update. Basically the same. I want to go over how these changes added some nice meat to the game's bones, and how it even added some nice quality of life improvements. It got me to play regularly for a couple of weeks again, but ultimately, it just feels like a hassle to turn the game on again and do my daily tasks every day. I should also mention that I didn't get the paid DLC because it looked like it wouldn't appeal to me that much. For me, the biggest change was Harv's Island becoming useful. I'm a completionist nerd that happens to love collecting all the fish, bugs, and fossils. Paintings, however, these are a dog shit feature that I hate with a passion. It's not fun to have to bring up a real versus fake list every single time I want to buy a painting. Not to mention, Red only shows up to the island on average of what? Once every 2 weeks? No, we can buy him on Harv's Island, where he sells 2 paintings every day. This ain't perfect. If the data miners are right, he only has like 2 or 3 real works of art a week, and the player may already have that real piece donated that Red has, but any way to fill out the paintings faster so I can move on already is a plus in my book. Regarding the other vendors on Harv's Island, Red is the only one that I get major mileage out of, but there are some other neat ones. You can get your furniture redone by Cyrus, Katrina returns to tell your fortune, Totem will allow the player to access their storage somehow, Leaf will have some crops, Sahara will sell carpets, Harriet can change the player's hairstyle, and Kix will still be useless. It became a part of my major daily task because I really want to fill out those paintings and complete the museum, damn it. Because I'm a damn hoarder, I chucked a lot of the items in my storage to never be used again and it filled up quickly. For a hefty fee, the player can now upgrade their storage to an unnecessary amount. Not just that, the player can now buy the storage shed, which allow them to access their storage from anywhere they put it. Nintendo also put in an ABD furniture that will allow them to access their bank account from anywhere, which is nice. Sometimes I think that small quality of life additions like this are just as important as the bigger additions. I'd argue that the next biggest thing for me was Captain's Island. But kind of like the Nook Mile Islands that launched with the game, these were really cool at first, then it turned into an obligation to go just to get the Nook Miles done. There are some neat things out there, like vines that can be collected and used instead of ladders, and glowing moss. Apparently the islands can be different seasons as well. I also appreciate how you can skip Captain Singing by mashing the B button. This game loves to waste your time in stupid ways, so something like this should not be taken for granted. Gyroids are now back, which is a nice touch because they seem like a series staple that just weren't here at the beginning for some reason. The player can either dig them up all completed, or they can bury fragments and water them. Cooking was added, but my major problem with this is that it took cues from crafting, which is the slowest goddamn thing on the planet. Why can't we both cook or craft in this game? Minecraft's been doing that since what, 2010? It's hard to excuse something like this taking so long in 2022. It's nice catching some useless fish like a sea bass and cooking it alive. It deserves it for being so common and cheap. The Ordinances is a great feature too. I picked the one that increases how much things sell for and the cost. Sometimes I play at night, so I've been considering the Night Owl one as well. The amount of furniture has been increased significantly, which I think is nice. Having so few pieces of furniture hindered Timmy and Tommy's store. This is because I had the feeling of been there, done that way too quickly. Now seeing furniture repeats is way less common, and it gives a reason to go in every day. There are some more things that were added that I personally don't care for, but I feel like it should be mentioned because others may dig it. Animals now ask if the player wants to come over to their house, which is nice. It makes them feel more alive and an actual connection is being made between the animal and the player. They also drop by unexpectedly when the player is in their own house. This, on the other hand, is annoying because you can't decorate when company is over. Group stretching was added, and we move on. Brewster was added too. I know a good portion of the community went apeshit over him, but I don't really care for his inclusion at all. I want to go over some other quality of life features before going all negative on this. I remember bitching about Isabelle being literally useless when the player boots up the game. Now she will tell the player what vendor is on the island if there is no other event going on. This is nice. If she mentions one of the ones I actually like, such as Flick, CJ, or Gulliver, it gives me extra motivation to play and to seek them out. It's nice knowing off the rip and it's useful information, instead of her stupid, oh, I found a sock behind the drawer, guys, or whatever. I also want to emphasize how nice having the storage shed and ABD are. I barely go inside my character's house now. It was so annoying having to step inside to grab a couple of iron or something. But now we get all negative Nancy. Meanwhile, some quality of life issues were addressed, and some things such as Captain Singing can be skipped. Some things still take way too long. Why can we skip Captain Singing, but bowl crafting is still nowhere in sight? Why is there still not a convenient way to remove flowers so I can pick up this horrible island? Why does cooking take so long? When selling items, why does picking a forgery painting reset the whole whole damn process. Why do the loading screens themselves take too long? I once thought that I was gonna go try hard and 100% this game and get all Nook mile tasks. Then I noticed that I have to craft 3,000 pieces of furniture and tools. There is no way in hell that is happening now. I've seen a lot of people say that the content that was added was just too little too late, and I can agree with that assessment to a degree, but I think my main problem is that I'm just getting older, and games that take too long just for the sake of taking too long are not appealing anymore. I'm starting to get to the age where it feels like life is really starting, and I just don't have the patience to sit there and craft 6,000 things anymore. So I may say that I've already put 280 hours into the game, and it's time to move on anyway. I get that point, but I just wish this game could add some long-lasting appeal for me, some longevity, like say the original Animal Crossing or New Leaf. I still boot up the original sometimes. If this update completely reinvigorated your love for the game, then I'm happy for you. For me though, it only provided an extra month or so of interest. Let's see if I can hold out long enough to complete the paintings to get that damn golden shovel. Those are the last two things that I really want to see completed.